We can also imitate the Gibeonites by being willing to perform whatever assignments we are given humbly to support pure worship. So the lesson is clear. Sowing and reaping peace requires humbly following direction. This lesson is highlighted in the following dramatization. Notice the benefits of submitting to Jehovah's direction.
You see, the pandemic lasted longer than any of us expected. And all the conflicting news reports just added to the stress. Then my sister lost her job and had to move in with us. So yeah, it was me and Kelly, Nicole, and Dad.
20 seconds, son. 20 seconds.
Where's your mask?
Don't worry,
Here. You can use this one.
I won't get near anyone.
Gary.
Listen, nobody at the warehouse is wearing masks. And do you know how many people have actually gotten sick? 0.
So far. You saw the last governing body update. We can't let down our guard. Not now.
Dad, I get it, okay? Look, I think it's great that the brothers are trying to keep us safe. But
But what?
don't you think that they're, overreacting? But of course, it wasn't the brothers who had the problem. It was me. A week later, I found out that a friend in our service group was in the hospital with COVID-19. He was young, and he'd been taking all the right precautions. I had really let my guard down.
Now is not the time to slacken our hand when it comes to safety. Don't let your guard down. Don't think the virus can't affect you or your family.
I saw how the organization was really trying to protect us, and how much my decisions were affecting others, including the people I love the most. As the pandemic dragged on, I learned the importance of being humble and obedient. Following Jehovah's direction didn't just help us stay safe. It brought us peace.
What timely lessons, especially with all that we are facing today. Like Gary, there are times that we may need to adjust our thinking on matters and put aside our personal opinions and preferences so we can loyally and humbly follow Jehovah's direction, or whatever direction we receive from his representatives, the faithful and discreet slave. Gary learned an important lesson. Humbly following direction doesn't just help our family stay safe, it brings us happiness and peace, a vital lesson for us today. What can help us to humbly follow direction now as well as in the future? Note what the Apostle Paul said at Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 17. He says, "Stop being unreasonable, but keep perceiving what the will of Jehovah is." The Bible clearly shows God's thinking on matters, but what if it's not so clear to us, or we struggle to fully grasp how it applies to us personally or in a given situation? What did Paul advise? He said, keep perceiving what the will of Jehovah is. How can we do that? Well, just as a miner keeps digging deep below the surface of the ground to find precious gems, we must look beyond the surface of what we read in the Bible. This requires that we keep digging deep, carefully searching for gems in the form of Bible principles. Then we must prayerfully meditate on what we find. Then Jehovah's precious thoughts will become our thoughts. Perceiving Jehovah's thinking on matters will help us to avoid getting into a battle of wills so we can follow His direction or whatever direction we receive from the governing body. Like the Gibeonites, may we be peacemakers by continuing to sow peace with Jehovah and His people. As we humbly make Jehovah's will our will, we will joyfully reap abundant peace forever.